Comptia Network Plus course, updating antivirus components. A typical antivirus program consists of two components: the definition files, the engine. The definition files list the various viruses, their types and their footprints, and will tell you how to remove them. More than 100 new viruses are found in the wild each month, so it's easy to see that an antivirus program would be totally useless if it didn't keep up with those emerging viruses. The engine assesses the definition files or database, runs virus scans, cleans the files and notifies the appropriate people and accounts. Eventually viruses become so sophisticated that a new engine or even a whole new technology is required to combat them effectively. For your antivirus program to work for you, you have to upgrade, update and scan in a specific order. Upgrade the antivirus engine, update the definition files, create an antivirus emergency boot disk, configure and run a full on-demand scan, schedule monthly full on-demand scans, configure new and active on-access scans, make a new antivirus emergency boot disk monthly, get the latest update when fighting a virus outbreak, repeat all the steps when you get a new engine. Upgrading an antivirus engine. An antivirus engine is the core program that runs the scanning process, and virus definitions are keyed to an engine version number. For example, a 3.x engine won't work with the 4.x definition files. When the manufacturer releases a new engine, consider both the cost to upgrade and how much you'll benefit before buying it. Updating definition files. I want to recommend that you update your list of known viruses called the virus definition files no less than weekly. You can do this manually or automatically through the manufacturer's website, and you can use a staging server within your company to download and distribute the updates, or set up each computer to download updates individually. Scanning for viruses. An antivirus scan is the process that an antivirus program deploys to examine a computer suspected of having a virus, identify the virus, then get rid of it. There are 3 types of antivirus scans, and to really make sure your system is clean. On-demand scan. An on-demand scan is a virus scan initiated by you or your administrator that searches for a file, a directory, a drive or an entire computer, but only checks the files you're currently accessing. I recommend doing this at least monthly, but you'll also want to do an on-demand scan when the following occurs. You first install the antivirus software, you upgrade the antivirus software engine, you suspect a virus outbreak. On-access scan. An on-access scan runs in the background when you open a file or use a program. In situations like these, inserting a floppy disk or a thumb drive, downloading a file with FTP, receiving email messages and attachments, viewing a web page. Emergency scan. And during an emergency scan, only the operating system and the antivirus program you are running. You initiate one of these scans when a virus has totally invaded your system and taken control of the machine. In this situation, insert your antivirus emergency boot disk and boot the infected computer from it. Then scan and clean the entire computer. If you don't have a boot disk, go to another uninfected machine and create one from it. Another possibility is to use an emergency scan website like https://housecall.trendmicro.com, which allows you to scan your computer via a high-speed internet access without using an emergency disk. Fixing an infected computer. So what do you do if you know you have a virus? First, you want to make sure to scan all potentially affected hard disks plus any external disks that could be affected. Establish a cleaning station and quarantine the infected area. You'll have already you'll have a really hard time doing this if anyone continues to use the computer while it's infected. So make sure that all users in the infected area stop using their computers. Then remove all external memory devices from all disk drives and perform a scan and clean at the cleaning station. Update the virus definitions for any computers that are still operational. For the ones that aren't, or the ones that are still working but are infected, boot to an antivirus emergency boot disk. After you've done that, run a full scan and clean the entire system and all computers in the office space. Wish luck. You will be done before yours return to lunch. Summary. This was a long chapter with a lot of good information in it. We talked about the dark side of computer networking, bad guys, and the threats and attacks they use to victimize our systems and networks. You learned a lot about the tactics like denial of service attack, viruses, worms, social engineering, and other devious methods that hackers use. After that, you learned about the ways to mitigate these threats and protect yourself by establishing policies and procedures, provided training and ensuring that all your software is up to date. You also learned what to do about the ubiquitous problem of viruses. It's a lot to remember, I know, but don't believe me, you will be really glad you're armed with this knowledge, because unfortunately you probably deal with these threats sooner or later. So I'm going to leave you today for this video. If you like listening, please consider like, sharing and subscribing. Thank you.